Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. It is the Gospels Wednesday. Our reading comes from Luke chapter 7 at verse 2. It says, "A certain centurion's servant who was dear to him was sick and ready to die. So when he heard about Jesus, he sent elders of the Jews to him, pleading with him to come and heal his servant." We're going to talk about the centurion today. He had a servant that was very dear to him. Luke's account says he was sick and ready to die. Matthew's account says that he was paralyzed and suffering. The man had probably had a stroke, and he was drifting away. So he sends the Jews to Jesus. Let's talk about the centurion. Number one, he appreciated good people. He appreciated his servant. That is a trait that is lost amongst many today. Sometimes we are so self-involved, so self-absorbed that we don't appreciate those around us. This man, he appreciated those around him. But not only that, the centurion, he understood faith and works. When the Jews come, they tell Jesus that the man that he loved their nation and had built them a synagogue. Think about that. A Gentile man had built them a synagogue. Isn't that amazing? He understood, this Gentile, he understood faith and works. Faith without works is dead, according to James 2. Just think about that. A Gentile built in a synagogue. It's impressive. The third thing I wanted to mention is that the man understood humility. As Jesus was on his way, the centurion gets him a message, and the message is, "I'm not even worthy of you coming under my roof." Sometimes we get so puffed up with ourselves, and what we need to do, we need to examine ourselves, and we need to understand that God resists the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. Sometimes we need to, if we're going to boast, let's boast of Jesus. We got nothing to boast of. We need to humble ourselves. Another thing that the man understood authority. The message that he sends to Jesus is that, as he says, "For I am also a man placed under authority. I say to one, go, and he goes, and another, come, and he comes." He understood authority. Jesus hadn't even gone to the cross yet, but he understood that Jesus had authority, and he says, "Just give the word, and it will happen." Jesus says, "All authority has been given to me." Sometimes we fail to realize that, we fail to appreciate that, we fail to apply that to our lives and to live faithfully like we need to. If we don't understand the Lord's authority, we won't have the faith that we need to. This man, he had faith. Jesus says, when it's all said and done, He says, "I say to you, I have not found such great faith, not even in Israel." The man believed that Jesus could do this. He believed it. He had faith. This Gentile man. Jesus says, "I haven't seen such faith even in Israel." I want you to answer a question. Did Jesus ever even see the man? Read the account for yourself and answer that question. Did Jesus ever see him? It doesn't look like it. He just gave the word, and as the servants came home, they found the servant healed. It doesn't look like Jesus ever saw him. It reminds me of the account of doubting Thomas. Remember what Jesus tells Thomas? As he slightly rebukes him, and then He says, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believed." Has Jesus ever seen you? Have you ever seen Jesus? Have you ever seen Jesus in the flesh? But do you believe? Because that's what the centurion did. Hope you enjoyed this study today. God bless you. I want to thank everyone for studying with us. I appreciate all the kind comments, and I appreciate you tuning in. God bless you. Be a blessing to others. We'll see you tomorrow morning.